Hello, Wayland Middle School's Mr. Farley again here to continue with the Solving Quadratics handout. Let's do numbers 8, 9, and 10, which are all revolved around the quadratic formula. You can see in the bottom right, I already jotted that down for you. So this is something you have to commit to memory. X is equal to negative b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. Well, let's use this formula here to help us find some solutions to these problems. So here we go. Looking again at number 8, just like all the other ones that we've done before, we definitely need to have this equals 0. So I'm going to rewrite this problem as 9x squared plus 10x minus 20 equals 0. And I see that I accidentally changed the variables from k to x. Not a big deal. They're still variables. So these two are equal. And let's apply this to the quadratic formula. Here we go. I'm pretty sure it's x is equal to negative b, which is the coefficient of the x. So negative 10 plus or minus square root b squared is 100 minus 4 times a, which is 9, times c, which is negative 26. And don't forget, all of that is over 18, which is 2a, 2 times a. 2 times 9 is 18. Let's keep going. So it looks like I have a lot to calculate inside that square root. So I'm going to get to work on that right away. And if I do that, I have 100. And now I have a negative 4 times 9 times a negative 26. I did that out. I got 720, and that's positive because a negative times a negative is a positive. And if I continue with this, simplifying, I think that gives me 820 inside the square root. So negative 10 plus or minus the square root of 820 all over 18. I'm thinking of my skills with simplifying radicals. And I think in 820, I see a perfect square of a 4 in there, which means I can break this into root 4 times root 205. And if I do that, the square root of 4 is 2. So I can get this all the way down to negative 10 plus or minus 2 root 205 all over 18. And you can leave it like this. I know it's not perfect. If you really wanted to simplify it a little bit further, I see that there's a 2 that you can find, and the negative 10, a 2 in here and a 2 here. So if you're really simplifying all the way, I think we could get this all the way down to negative 5 plus or minus the square root of 205 over 9. And there are your two solutions. One solution is a negative 5 plus root 205, and the other one is negative 5 minus root 205. And remember, all of those are over 9. So here are your two solutions to this quadratic. All right, that's a good one. If you need to check that out again, you can hit pause and you can look at the work a little more closely. Otherwise, I'm going to erase this here and move to number 9. So number 9 is a little bit easier. Numbers work out a bit better. However, again, on number 9, make sure you get this to be in standard form and get this equal to 0. Super important. Using quadratic formula, negative b, okay, don't forget, x is equal to negative b, which in this case is a negative 1, plus or minus the square root b squared, that's 1 squared is 1, minus 4 times a is 6 times c is negative 26. And putting that over 2a, 2 times a, 2 times 6 is 12. That looks pretty good. Let's do the work inside. I get negative 1 plus or minus. Here we go. I did this ahead of time. So I see a negative 4 times 6 times a negative 26. Putting that all together, that's 624. So I really have 1 plus 624 is equal over 12. There you have it. Let's simplify inside the square root. This is looking pretty good because I'm seeing the square root of 625. That makes me pretty happy because I'm thinking that's a perfect square. Well, the square root of 625 is indeed a perfect square. That is 25. So I have -1 plus or minus 25 over 2. Let's do the math. -1 plus 25. Let's do that first. -1 plus 25 is 24. Divided by 2 is 12. X is 12. That's one solution. The other one, -1 minus 25. Actually, I think I did that wrong. -25 plus 25 is 24. Yeah, that's right. 24 divided by 2 is 12. And then the other one, x is -1 minus 1. Oh, that's what I did wrong. Sorry, kids. Let's regroup here for 1 second. Want to erase that little mistake right there, which I can fix very easily. Sorry, something didn't work out right. There we go. It's over 12. So -1 plus 25 is 24. Divided by 12 is 2. There we have it. And -1 minus 25 is -26 over 12. And -26 over 12 can stay like that. You could also simplify this a little bit more. You could call it -13 over 6, which is great, or -2 and 1/6 as well. So here are your two solutions for number 9. Sorry about that little confusion there with the math on that last one. And let's finish strong with number 10. Number 10, I'm going to scroll down so we have a little more room. Just like all the others, let's get this in standard form. I'm seeing a 3m squared plus 7m plus 10 is equal to 0. And plug into quadratic formula. X equals -b, that's a -7, plus or minus square root b squared is 49 minus 4 times a times c. And I'm going to put all of that over 2a, which is 2 times 3 is 6. Let's do the math. I'm going to put it right over here so I have room. -7 plus or minus, good luck here, 49. Let's see what I'm left with. I have a -4 times 3 is -12 times 10 is -120 over 2a, which is 6. Let's keep simplifying. -7 plus or minus. This looks a little fishy. I got a -71 over 6. Square root of 71, of -71, by the way, should set off bells, whistles, strobe lights in your head. This is an imaginary number, but seeing that we're talking about the real number system, this would lead us to no solution for this one. There are solutions for this in the complex number system, which includes imaginary numbers. But here in the 8th grade, we're going to stick it out with just the real number system. And there you have it. Those are the 3 problems for the quadratic formula. Hope you found this helpful, and hope when you did these, you did them correctly. It's always good to see how they're worked out in detail. Thanks for listening, and see everyone soon. Take care.